Is work-life balance a myth? Is achieving a work-life balance a realistic goal or just a myth? In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of our careers, leaving our personal lives to suffer. But it is possible to have it all, a successful career and a happy, healthy personal life. Or is it work-life balance just a dream? In this episode, I explore the concept of work-life balance and whether it's truly attainable. From the importance of setting boundaries to the benefits of prioritizing self-care, we will delve into the realities of achieving a balance between our work and personal lives. So, is work-life balance a myth or a realistic goal? Listen to this episode to find out. Work-life balance is a term we've all heard before and one that's become increasingly important in modern society. With the rise of social media, constant connectivity, and the pressure to be always on, it's no wonder we are all searching for a way to balance our professional and personal lives, especially when we become parents. Working hours, constant emails, and the pressure to be constantly available, these are just a few of the common challenges that people encounter when trying to achieve work-life balance. And let's be real, it's not just work that's a problem. Social media, family obligation, and personal responsibilities can all contribute to the feeling of being overwhelmed and unable to disconnect. Take, for example, the rise of remote work. On the surface, it seems like a dream come true, but the reality is really different. I work from home, so I'm a true example of this. I'm just juggling. It's basically a blur between work and personal lives. I'm constantly on my laptop, running to do a washing machine and pick up my kids, but the reality is that I'm never switching off. I used to go back to my laptop after putting my kids to bed to make sure I was staying on top of my emails. It was not beneficial either for me, for my kids, or even the company for who I work for. Additionally, the pressure to be constantly connected can be a major obstacle to achieving work-life balance. We are expected to be available 24/7, and that can be exhausting. And what's with the constant notification? The constant ping of emails, the constant noise of social media, it's like we're always on, even when we are supposed to be off. And let's not forget, this constant connectivity can also have a negative impact on our mental health. Anxiety, depression, and feelings of isolation are all on the rise. So, how do we even begin to tackle this issue? Is it even possible to achieve work-life balance, or is it just a myth? To answer that, let's explore first some different perspectives. In some cultures, the concept of work-life balance is viewed as a luxury, not a necessity. In other cultures, the lines between work and personal life are blurred, and that's just the way it is. And then there are those who believe that work-life balance is the personal priority, that it's up to each individual to set their own boundaries and make their own rules. Personally, I used to think that work-life balance was all about finding that perfect balance. 50% work, 50% life. But the more I thought about it, and the more I interview women who've been successful, the more I realized that it's not about finding a balance at all. It's just about finding harmony. It's about finding a way to make work and life work together, not against each other. And that's a very different thing. But here's the thing. What if work-life balance is not actually achievable? What if it's just a myth we've created to make ourselves feel better about the fact that we are all just trying to survive in this crazy world? I mean, think about it. We're always going to have some kind of obligation, whether it's work, family, personal responsibility, side business, side hustles, and those obligations are always going to be competing with each other for our time and energy. So is it really possible to find that mythical balance, or are we just setting up ourselves for failure? In my opinion, work-life balance is a myth. But that doesn't mean we should give up trying to find harmony in our lives. If I need to go to the Christmas show at my kid's school, then I will go and prioritize it over the meeting I had booked at that time. If I need to go to the gym, then I will go early before the kids wake up and miss out on my sleep just to feel better. If I have this recording with a great guest, but it's in Queensland, Australia, then I will spend the day there and won't be able to pick up and drop off my kids or go to work. I will never be able to do it all, but I will find peace with what I'm deciding to do. If one day I need to prioritize work, then be sure that the next day I will prioritize my kids. And if the next day I need to go to do this recording for my podcast, then it will be my podcast day. So if you are a mom or a parent, I compiled a few recommendations that helped me find peace with the choices that I make. 1, I focus on what truly matters. I identify my core priority. I ask myself, what is the most important thing for me right now? It might be your child's well-being, your mental health, or a specific work project. Accept that not everything needs equal attention all the time. 2, embrace imperfection, and I say it all the time, let go of the pressure to try to do it all. Some things can wait. For example, it's okay if the laundry piles up for a day while you spend time with your kids or focus on a work deadline. This one is a good one, but so difficult sometimes as well. You need to be able to set boundaries. Be clear about your limits at work and at home. This means that you might need to say no to some extra project or setting non-negotiable family time, such as dinner together or bedtime routine. I often need to recalibrate my chores at home with my husband. I tend to do a lot, but I can't do it all. So at some point, I need to step in and say, listen, you need to take care of the kids right now, give them the bath, and it will give me more time to focus on something else, or even if it's just focusing on myself. So don't hesitate to ask for help or to delegate or seek support. This could mean, as I said, sharing household tasks with a partner, asking family for childcare help, or hiring assistants if possible. Celebrate small wins as well. Acknowledge that the small victories are possible, and each day you can celebrate something. It can be small, it might be as simple as getting through your to-do list or spending just quality time with your kids. Quality time with kids are far more important than just time being with your kids, and I think there is a huge difference as well. So celebrate progress will foster positivity and practice self-compassion. Understand that prioritizing one area over another is not failure, it's just life. So be kind to yourself and recognize that you are doing your best with the resources and energy that you have. I think we need to be realistic about what we can achieve and focus on making small changes that add up over time. And who knows, maybe one day we will find a way to make work-life balance a reality, just not a myth. But that's okay, that's not a big thing. It doesn't need to be a reality. You just need to make sure that you find harmony while balancing between all these tasks. And someday you might be a great mother, and someday you might be a great podcaster, and the following day you will be a great worker at the company you work for. You can't spend all this energy non-stop to one thing. You will have to split this energy and this focus to all the other areas of your life. And I think finding this harmony will actually make you a better person, a better human being, because you finally got this. You got this. The most important thing is, one, that you find harmony on managing all these areas of your life, but two, that you are giving it your all. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you got your own thought on work-life balance, please share them in the comments. Thank you so much for your time. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I see you next week.